Hey everyone, I wanted to start today by telling you guys a story from when I was at school. And just so you can really visualise exactly what I was like when I was in high school, I brought along a bit of a photo to paint a picture. When I was in high school, I was in the hot group. We've gone backwards. Let me do that again. Sorry guys. Okay, so we've started at the back, but when I was in high school, I was clearly not in the hot group. These were my friends actually. But I wanted to bring along this photo because, believe it or not, despite this really goofy photo, I was a pretty confident kid at school. And I had a pretty good group of mates, albeit pretty goofy. But yeah, school was pretty good for me. But the story that I want to tell you guys today isn't so much about me as it is about a girl that I went to school with. And her name was Esther. And I guess I wanted to explain that Esther was one of those people that you guys might remember from your school days, who was painfully shy. Like, you know those people that are so shy they can barely look you in the eye, let alone talk to you. And naturally, as you guys can imagine, this made Esther a real target when she was at school. In year 7, it started out pretty G-rated. It was generally just like people trying to bond over some sort of common goal, and they might sort of leave Esther out a little bit or snigger when she walked past, or you know those sighs and eye rolls whenever she put her hand up in class, the old Lisa Simpson. But over time, as my peers' confidence grew, the way that Esther was treated got really bad. You know, those snide comments actually turned into people calling her period. First behind her back, then to her face. Like, instead of calling Esther by her name, they referred to her as a menstrual cycle. Harsh. Actually, I remember this guy in home echo who used to just constantly flick food at her. The only thing that did stop was those sighs and eye rolls whenever she put her hand up in class. And this is because Esther never put her hand up in class. She didn't put herself out there at all anymore. She just learned to hide who she was as a person. In fact, I don't think I remember hearing Esther talk at all after about year 8. Anyway, this is where my story takes a bit of an unexpected turn. Because in year 10, the strangest, most unexpected thing happened, and it was at our year 10 formal of all places. First of all, Esther arrived at our formal looking like a freaking supermodel. And also, to paint you the accurate picture, I should let you know what I looked like. Hideous. I don't know why, we all look like we raided our parents' wardrobes and wearing like dress-ups. I wore an entirely beige outfit. And Dave can get away with wearing an entirely pink outfit, but I am beige already. So wearing a beige dress, a beige shawl, and beige shoes looked hideous. But Esther looked amazing, guys. It was like she just reinvented herself. She'd clearly been working out. She put loads of effort into her outfit. But the most unexpected thing was when she arrived, she walked in to the formal with this sorry, let me rephrase that. She strutted into the formal with this new air of confidence. Her whole posture was different. She was even chatty. I don't know what had happened, but it was just a total reinvention. And I know this sounds a little bit like an American teen movie where, you know, the geeky girl rips off her black rimmed glasses to reveal her beauty. But she really looked amazing. But the coolest, most memorable part of the night came at the end, when this song came on that you guys might remember. It's from Moulin Rouge, you know, the Lady Marmalade song with Christina Aguilera. It was like a trigger. Because the minute it came on, Esther just burst onto the dance floor with this newfound confidence and just started dropping it like it was hot. She was busting out the moves. It was unbelievable. At first we were all flabbergasted. We stood there teachers included. But then before you knew it, everyone had formed one of those dance circles around her and it just went off. And I know it sounds a bit like a cliche sort of Cinderella story, but guys, this really happened. And I knew then and there that Esther had the night of her life. Now, I really didn't see Esther after then. I mean, she finished out year 10 and everything, but she didn't come back to school in year 11 and 12. She just kind of disappeared. I didn't call her period like everybody else did. I didn't laugh at her when people picked on her. But in a way, what I did was way worse. Because I was one of the people, 9 times out of 10, that did nothing. Experts call people like me bystanders. But I actually reckon a way more appropriate term for people like me at school is audience members. You know, totally horrified by what I'm seeing, but like passive, as if it's unfolding on a television screen before me. I could have done something. I could have told those guys they were dicks and they should leave her alone. I could have gone up to her in private and told her that I didn't agree with the way she was being treated. And I did sometimes, but a lot of the time I didn't. I was part of the problem. Now you guys might remember someone from your high school years that you really wish you'd stood up for. Actually, you might remember someone from work last week that you wish you stood up for. Well, one day soon after finishing high school, my sister Lucy and I were sitting around remembering these people that, you know, bullying had robbed them of their opportunities, extinguished their potential, smothered their development. And we were kind of like, you know what? This sucks. This is so unfair and it's so preventable. Someone should really do something about this. Someone should really do something about this. And Project Rockit was born because we realised that we are that somebody. So Project Rockit is Australia's youth-driven movement against bullying, hate and prejudice. For the last 10 years, we've been sending young people into schools to run workshops that tackle bullying, celebrate technology, and equip young people with the real skills to stand up for what's important to them. You know, when Luce and I started Project Rockit all those years ago, we didn't intend on starting a movement or a business or an organisation. Actually, we just saw a problem that desperately needed fixing that no one seemed to be addressing in a way that was really reaching young people. And we couldn't stand by and watch any longer. So Project Rockit was born from there. And you know what? Like, we decided that we weren't going to be like the white-haired old men that kind of came into our schools and preached and lectured and judged and told us not to do stuff. That instead, we'd work with young people to create real talk around this stuff. We decided that we weren't going to further label young people into categories like bully and equally damaging categories like victim. That instead we were going to work with the majority of people in a bullying situation, the audience, me, you guys, to equip them with the real tools and the empathy to stand up and shut this stuff down when it happens. And you know, since then Project Rockit has grown into a movement. It's reached hundreds of thousands of young people in our face-to-face workshops all over the country. We've taken our program online, launching an Australian first e-learning curriculum that means that young people can have access to cool and credible education around this stuff, no matter where they are. We've earned the reputation in schools as the student favourite, and I've got to do things that I never would have dreamed of. From breaking down social labels, stereotypes with young guys, hardcore group of Year 10 guys, to travelling the world with social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr, so that we can work directly with their engineers to make their platforms safer for the young people that we serve. At the moment, we're building an app which is designed to spread kindness and compassion when young people need it the most. And in 2013, we were honoured in Washington, DC with the International Award for Outstanding Achievement in Cyber Safety. It's been a pretty wild ride since all those years ago, back in 2006. And the question that we ask young people every day in our workshops is this: when you see bullying, hate and prejudice happen in your lives, are you going to be part of the problem? Or are you going to be part of the solution? Now that's a really tough question, so I'm going to break it down. Am I going to be part of the problem? Am I going to go along with other people's behaviour when really I disagree? Am I going to laugh at someone when they're upset? Or am I going to just ignore bullying altogether? Or am I going to be part of the solution? Am I going to stand up for others when they need my help? Am I going to reach out to targets to let them know that they're not alone? Am I going to show in however small a way that I disagree? Now, it's a really tough question, and we hear a lot of excuses, and I reckon I've said this before. I wonder if you guys have. The most common excuse we hear is, I'm not going to be part of the problem or part of the solution. I'm just going to stay out of it and just mind my own business. But bullying, hate and prejudice is everybody's business. Ignoring it, pretending it doesn't exist, shying away is actually being part of the problem. And you know what, guys? You don't have to be the most popular, powerful, cool, confident to stand up and be part of the solution. Because sometimes being part of the solution means doing stuff behind the scenes, reaching out to people to let them know they're not alone. And how awesome is it that today you don't even have to do that in person? Because if you're not courageous enough to do it in person, you can shoot them a text message, a private message, pick up the phone and let them know that they're not alone and that you disagree with the way that they're being treated. You know, I don't know what Esther's doing today. I really don't, but I think about her often. And I wanted to ask you guys a question. And actually, you know, in order to answer this question, if your answer is yes, you can just chuck your hand up. You can chuck your hand up at any stage. Put your hand up if you've ever been in a situation where someone's really tearing into you, and it's in front of a group of people, and it's like with every insult, you're verbally gut punched, winded, and you stand there and your mind goes completely blank because you're so shocked and horrified you cannot think of a single thing to say. And then you walk away and 5 minutes later you think, oh, I should have said that. Why didn't I say that? Hands up if you've ever been in that situation. Now look around the room. Because for the record, that's nearly everybody, hands down. If your hand is up, I want to sincerely say I'm really sorry, because no one deserves to be treated like that. And if your hand isn't up, I hope you never have to have that experience, because it totally sucks. But guys, having had that experience gives us so much power, because it means that we know exactly what it's like to be in that situation. Our power is empathy. So the number one way that you can stand up and be part of the solution when it comes to bullying, hate and prejudice is making sure that nobody has to go through it alone. Because you know what, guys, it's so much easier to save somebody else than it is for that person to save themselves. So I don't know what Esther's doing today. I have actually tried to find her on Facebook, but her privacy settings are very, very high, so I can't really find out a lot. But I really hope she's happy. I really hope that she's recovered from the trauma that would be her years 7 to 10. And I hope that her year 11 and 12 were awesome. And I hope she's somewhere on a dance floor dropping it like it's hot. I really do. It's likely that Esther will remember me as somebody who could have done something but didn't do anything. A part of the problem. And I can't change that. But you know what that experience taught me? That if I want to be remembered as somebody who is caring, who stands up for others and speaks out against injustice, then I have to actually be that way. I know it sounds obvious, but no one's going to remember me as this person if I'm not actually that person. And that lesson gave me a lot of power, because I spent the remainder of my high schools being part of the solution. The remainder of my days standing up for what's right, even if it was hard, doing what's right. And you know what? We are all going to be remembered, every single one of us in this room, and we do get to decide whether it's courageous or honest, caring or heroic. Every day is a new opportunity to create the person that you want to be remembered for. We do get to decide. So the question that I want to leave you guys with today is this. The next time you guys see bullying, hate or prejudice in your lives, are you going to be part of the problem or part of the solution? Thank you.
The Hero Roundtables are the global events that ask the question, what is a hero? You've just seen one hero talk. To find more and join the conversation, visit our website or social media.